Hello Virgos, welcome to your love reading for March 2020. Keep in mind this is a general reading. If it resonates, consider a personal reading, and you could have a personal reading all to your very own. Otherwise, let's get to your reading. Holy Spirit, angels, divine guides, universe, can you please provide your truth, your wisdom, your clarity, and your insight for Virgos in regards to love energies for March 2020? What do you see? What do they need to know? Any messages that you have to help them reach their greater good would be appreciated, and we thank you. Virgos, March 2020, love energies. Can you please show me the energies that Virgo passed out of prior to March? As they moved into March, we have the Queen of Swords in the upright. I will be leaving 2 links below. One is for what your love interest is thinking and feeling, whether it's a crush, a current, an ex, a soon-to-be ex, or whoever might show up in this reading. The other is for how to move on from somebody that you're having difficulty moving on from. In the position for March 2020 love energies, we have the 5 of Cups in reverse. Also, check out my 2020 Sun Moon predictions that are in my playlist. I left my 2019s up there also. Go check those out. 9 of Swords in the upright for how you're going to move out of March into April. Ask me a question on Instant Go. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Insta. Like, share, subscribe, and or donate in the link below. Otherwise, let's get to your reading. Okay, so we started off with the Queen of Swords. I got exacting. You know how somebody is very exacting? They get details. They figure something out. So this is your energy. You all are being the Queen of Swords. You're seeing somebody or some situation for exactly what it is. And you're really using, you guys are very intellectual people, very detail oriented. So, and very analytical. Did I say analytical? But you know what I mean? I mean, you kind of break it down, you study every angle, you figure things out. Not really hard for you to take your heart out of something like the Queen of Wands does, and extract a truth, or, you know, analyze something or investigate something and get your truth, and then have follow through kind of based on that. And I feel like that was going on prior to March. So, you know, you're detaching yourself, being very cool headed, very shrewd, and, you know, extracting honesty and truth of the situation, seeing the big picture and what it's all about. And anybody who's acting foolish, trying to manipulate you, anything of that sort, you can see right through them. So there's like transparency involved with this. And this actually enables you to move on from a situation, because we have the 5 of Cups here in reverse, which is coming out of some situation which was where you were very distraught, where you were very sorrowful. It was a loss, it was a separation, it was grieving something, it was a huge disappointment, a setback, a failure, what have you, in regards to love. So whatever truth it is, or whatever you find out through your analyzation and figuring things out, is actually what's going to release you from the grief that you had been going through and allow you to kind of move on. So I almost feel like you've gotten your answers that you need through kind of looking into things and asking the right questions, and, you know, the stuff that you guys do, the detectives that you are. So once you kind of get those answers, then you get your closure, and it enables you to kind of have the answers you need, like I said, so you can move on, start feeling like your old self again, starting to go out with friends, possibly meet other people, and even possibly forgive the other person for what they've done. Now, I'm confused about this because, and I'll tell you what the energy is, and we'll look into it with clarifiers. The 9 of Swords here, now you're back in your head, okay? So, and it could be that you kind of get the answers you want, you start to move on, you have forgiveness in regard to your situation, and then you start overanalyzing and ruminating. And, you know, even though you have the answers, maybe you're starting to pick things apart, and, well, you know, could it have been better? What did I do wrong? Really? And it's turning into negative, you know, talking negatively, which is causing emotions that are negative, being excessive in the overthinking, anxiety. Possibly for some of you, it can cause a depression. So even though you've gotten your truth and you feel like you kind of moved on, I feel like there's a backlash that kind of happens here where it comes back, and then you kind of overdo it and you start asking yourself questions that you don't need to be asking yourself, which is causing you to be in your mind, okay? And could end up taking you back to what you came out of. So why is this Queen of Swords in the upright? Who's this person? What's this energy? Additional messages to the Queen of Swords. And it says resilience down here. So I think it's really good you're having this clarity prior to March, and the vow to yourself, or the commitment to yourself, that you're going to get through the other side of it, no matter what truth you're facing. Why is this Queen of Swords in the upright? Who's this person? What's this energy? Additional messages. Oh, sorry, that was in the upright. Yeah. Three of Wands is telling you there's lots of fish in the sea. You know, even if this doesn't really go the way that you want it to go, you'll be fine on your own. That's what you were telling yourself. There's other opportunities out there. You know you're not going to have any problem, you know, finding these opportunities. You also have everything you need. So you pay your bills, you take care of yourself, you're very independent, you're very self-sufficient. So you kind of tell yourself, you know, and this is part of the you being wise and you being intellectual and saying, well, if this person isn't going to add to my experience or my life, I don't need them. And these were some of the conversations you were having with yourself. But there is this small part of you inside that is definitely having a concern about what other people are going to think about you. Maybe you're not feeling as confident as you should. Because you guys always succeed at what you do if you put enough work into it, and it happens, okay? You don't just do it, you do it well. You guys at your worst are like everybody else at their best. So because this didn't work out and you're seeing things for what they are, I do feel like there's a small part of you that takes a chip out of you where you kind of wonder, you know, have I fallen from grace? What are people thinking? Because I didn't succeed at this, okay? But I think it's just a little small part. I do think whatever you find out is what propelled you forward. So why is this Five of Cups here in reverse for Virgos? Who is this person? Was this energy? Additional messages. Five of Cups for Virgos. Who is this person? What is this energy? Queen of Pentacles and upright. So again, you're single, you're strong, you don't need anybody, you're independent. This is good, okay? Having this realization that you can move on by yourself and you can become very strong and not kind of need somebody in order to do so. Some of you could be getting your strength from work, working on something with other people, collaborating with other people, with a team. And it's work that's very rewarding and very valuable and is recognized, okay? So I do feel for a large percentage of you, you're a working person that people have a lot of admiration for you and how you work, and they want to work with you. So you're getting a lot of your worth and confidence kind of from that, and that's enabling you to come out of this struggle that you've been going through, okay, with this person, okay? So you're working on your independence and your values that you know, other values that people see in you, and that's where you kind of get your confidence from. Let's see what's going on with this Nine of Swords. Why is this Nine of Swords here in the upright for Virgos? Who is this person? What is this energy? Additional messages. Why is the Nine of Swords here in the upright for Virgos? King of Pentacles in reversed. I'm sorry, the silence. You guys are probably like, did the audio go off? Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Something's kind of dragging you back. I think you're a little too much in your head. I think part of what you're worried about is that you're either going to meet somebody else and the same thing's going to happen. You're going to meet someone and you're going to be heartbroken. There's this hesitancy to get into a relationship with somebody else. So some of you are actually overdoing it in the work department. Because you're having this anxiety and going, I came out of this. I saw the truth. The truth hurt, but I knew which direction I had to go in. And you're saying to yourself, am I ever going to meet anybody else? You're having concerns, you're having worries about that. And you're throwing yourself into work so you don't have to think about meeting somebody else. And your concern is, you know that there's a lot of opportunities out there. You know that you're very interesting to a lot of people. But who are you going to choose is what your concern is. How are you going to know what's in these cups? Okay, and you don't know if you want to have that adventure because you have that adventure back here and you got screwed. And you know that if you choose the wrong cup, you're setting yourself up for heartbreak, okay? Again, a betrayal. And you don't want this to happen again. What you went through was so, I mean, it just shredded your heart. It felt like there's a part of your heart that was taken from you, and you're not relishing getting into another relationship and taking the risk of that happening again. So I think that's why you're in your head here, worried about, okay, if I do take that risk again, is someone going to rip my heart to pieces again, which totally makes sense. But yeah, I think for some of you, you're working a little too hard in the bank account department in avoidance of this, okay? So I would just be careful about that, because it's definitely the King of Pentacles reverses you neglecting like other things, like just being all, it's sort of like the only thing you can count on is your money. Like, I feel like that's what's going on. You guys are like, okay, well, the only thing you can count on is my money and my house and materialistic things. So I'm just going to focus on that, because I know there's a lot of people that are interested, but which one of them is going to break my heart again? So probably not the best mindset to be in. I would try to break out of that if I were you, because the past, I mean, somebody who's an individual in your past is not indicative of a future experience you're going to have with somebody else. You just have to keep on trying. To me, relationships are like stepping stones in a creek. You know, you see one and you stand on it, you figure out it's not very stable, you move on to the next one, it's a little bit smoother, but it's slippery, and then you just continue to move up the creek until, you know, it's a journey. None of those stones are perfect, okay? But what are some of the things you're willing to live with, and what you're not willing to put up with, okay? And that's really what it's all about. So if this resonates, consider a personal reading. Just send me an email and we can work that out. Take time to visit one of the 2 links below. One for what is your love interest thinking, whether it's a crush, a current, an ex, or a soon-to-be ex. The other is how can I move on from somebody I'm having difficulty moving on from. Ask me a question on Instant Go. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Insta. Like, share, subscribe, and or donate in the link below. Otherwise, adios from Veronica Garnett.